and welcome to my 29 week pregnancy update. I'm going to be 30 weeks tomorrow, which I can't quite believe. I did write my blog when I was this time last week, but my little girl's not been very well and I've just lost the time, so I've had to combine doing another video, so sorry about that. And I'm in a long shot because I wanted to show you this lovely mat that I've just bought. I don't know if you can see it. It's from a company called Munchkin and Bear, and I saw them at the baby show in Olympia, and they're sort of play mats that are wipeable, they're padded, they're really nice, and I really wanted one. I think they're about £129, and then they were having a sale a couple of weeks ago where they were doing 50% off. So I was like, oh, and free delivery, and it came within 24 hours. So I got one. I'm really happy with it. Ava loves playing on it. It'll be really great for the baby and doing tummy time and not worrying about spills. I did my yoga on it, and she just played alongside me, which is really, really nice. So yes, I wanted to show you that. So 29 weeks. So I thought maybe the pregnancy sickness had gone away, and I was wrong. So last week was quite a busy week. It started off really lovely on the Monday, went to pregnancy yoga, got work done. Then I picked her up from school and she wasn't very well. She had a virus, she had a high temperature, she was shaking, so we were up till quite late with her. But on Tuesday morning I had a growth scan at the hospital. So Taki and I had to sort of rejig things. He was at home with her, I went to the scan on my own, which is fine, but I think he was quite disappointed not to be coming, understandably, and you could tell Ava was ill because normally she's so excited about coming to anything like that. So I had to power my, and funny enough, because my head was really busy, and London is so busy, especially it's Christmas time, it is, I'm going to bring this in a bit, it is much busier. I didn't really feel like driving myself to Chelsea. Also, you never know how long you need on the parking, so I walked. It is about a 45-minute walk, but I was running a bit late, so I got there in 35 minutes. Had to do quite a lot of heavy breathing, but I was fine. I got there 10 minutes before my appointment, looked around the waiting room, and it was absolutely packed, and there was just one tiny space for me to fit in. And I thought, I'm going to be here a long time. Normally we've had to wait about 45 minutes for all our scans, but that's fine. I've taken a book. So I sat down, tried getting my things out to get myself ready, and within about 2 minutes I was called, which I was really surprised about. Had a really lovely sonographer who actually did our 12-week scan when Ava came with us. And she remembered me. We had a really nice chat. I found out that, again, quite another petite baby, so I'll be going for the scans every 4 weeks still. It was the same with Ava. They're predicting this baby will be on the 10th centile. Ava was actually born on the 0.2 centile, but I was a really tiny baby myself. My mum had me 7 weeks premature, but I was only 2 pounds 11 ounces, which even for a 33 week pregnancy, that's still a baby, rather on the small side. So they're estimating last week that this baby was 2 pounds 10 ounces. So to me, I'm thinking, well, that's pretty much what I weighed when I was born. So hopefully that'll continue okay. As long as they stay, they said as long as the baby stays on the centile, they're not really worried. I think it would be if the baby drops suddenly, then we'd have to have different conversations. So that happened on Tuesday. Then on the Wednesday, the midwife was coming for my checkup, and I had to do the GT test, so the mini glucose tolerance test. When I was pregnant with Ava, you just drank a bottle of Lucozade on your way to the hospital. Sorry, I'm a bit on the way to the hospital. But now I had to dissolve 17 glucose tablets in hot water and drink that an hour before my blood test. Luckily the midwife came to the house. I was a little bit nervous because, one, about the diabetes, thinking about the gestational diabetes, but also because I'm very difficult to get blood from. It was quite tricky the last time I had my blood done at the hospital. But actually, she did it so well. She took the bloods. It was all fine. She's a really lovely midwife. It's lovely having the appointments at home. I think it's much more relaxed. You feel much more able to ask questions. You've got that continuity of care, so you're building up a relationship. I think it's amazing that the NHS are doing that where I live in London. Makes such a huge difference. We talked about the antenatal classes that are coming up, and they have a drop-in, so you can meet the other midwives on the team and get to know them in case it's one of them that delivers your baby if your midwife's not around for any reason when you go into labour. She did the Doppler, which she let Ava help with because she was off school, so she was quite excited about that. Blood pressure, all those sorts of things, absolutely fine. Excuse me, tissue, sorry. Honestly, I don't have a cold, but my nose seems to twitch like quite a lot. I don't really know why. So that was all good. I've got to go back for another scan in 4 weeks, and because all my scans are due over Christmas, I've got to go not to the hospital but to some clinic that they use when there's not enough appointments, because obviously I think staff are off over Christmas and New Year, so I'll be going there in New Year. So that was really nice to see the midwife. And it was fine. It was a week. It was fine. It was trying to balance getting my work done, looking after Ava because she was off school. Still trying to do like pregnancy preparation stuff. But on the Saturday, my hips got so sore. I think it's sciatica or pelvic girdle pain, and I think it was quite sore like underneath my bump, and I think that made me tense in my legs to support the weight. And then the top of my thighs on Saturday evening went really, really sore. And even in bed all night, like every time I turned over, it was really, really achy. So I don't know if that's a combination of like the bump getting bigger, maybe Ava being ill and having to like hold her and cuddle her a lot. We had been to Notting Hill, so we were like walking around. I think it's probably a combination of factors. So on the Sunday, Taki let me sleep in. We had a nice like leisurely family breakfast. I did some yoga, had a long bath, I had a big nap, sat on my exercise ball, quite a bit, and that seemed to really, really help. So on Monday I went to a pregnancy yoga class at the Life Centre at Notting Hill, and it was a really good class actually, because it was one that was actually quite tough on some of like your thighs and stuff. But it's like, when you go for a really good massage and you're like, ooh, when you're trying to do it, but then you feel really good, like you've really worked a lot of areas that perhaps you don't get into as much. So that was really good. So then, for the rest of this week, I've just been trying to take care of my pelvic hip area. Ava went back to school, but she's still feeling a bit so just sort of managing that. She had yesterday off school because it was the general election, so I was at home with her yesterday. Baby's like moving really nicely, like lots of flutters and rolls, and the sonographer said what I thought is that the baby is head down with their legs sort of over on the left, and I think I've got an upper posterior placenta, which is why I can feel her quite well. But the midwife also said to me, like, can you feel that she's like pressing on do you feel she's quite far down already? And I was like, yeah, I have noticed that. And she did say with second pregnancies, they can move right down and come back up again. They sort of have there's extra stretch in the uterus, I guess, for them to move around a bit more. Where she said with the first pregnancy, often they take longer to move down into that position, but once they're there, they stay there because there's not quite, I guess, as much wiggle room. So I suppose there's no guarantee that she'll stay in that position, but she's in quite a nice position at the moment. And I've booked in a few treatments coming up over the next 10 weeks just to try and like look after myself. Eating has been okay. It's always a bit mixed, like, because I really struggle with breakfast and things, but I was making a real conscious effort before the gestational diabetes test to eat really well, and it did give me a boost. And Taki's been ill and Ava's been ill, and I actually, even though I'm sniffing, it's just momentarily, I haven't been ill, and I don't know if that's because I've been eating well and taking my pregnancy supplements or what it is, but hopefully, touch wood, I'll find some wood, superstitious, hopefully I don't get what they've got. Yeah, so sorry if it's all a bit jumbled this week. It's been a bit full on. I'll write it up more coherently in my blog, and I hope you're having a good week, and thank you for watching. Bye.